And you know, Jeremy, I know it was last week, but some of us, including my husband John, still basking in the afterglow of that total solar eclipse.
I love that, basking in the afterglow, because that's what happens during totality. You're basking in the corona of the sun or the outer atmosphere. So yeah, once you see a total solar eclipse, you become hooked. You have to see another one because they are just unbelievable. And I'm certainly still basking in the glory of seeing the one that I saw. The same one that a lot of us saw here across our area was visible down in Mexico first, and that's where I was on board an eclipse cruise. I wanted to show you some photos of the setup that I had up on the top deck of the ship. I had a thermometer set up. There's me and my mom, and the thermometer measured the temperature change during the eclipse. The captain even came over during the eclipse to see what I was doing. I was measuring temperature throughout the time that the eclipse was occurring, and it was in partnership with NASA's GLOBE program. GLOBE stands for Global Learning and Observations to benefit the environment, and it's a program that citizens, so people like you and me, can take measurements during the eclipse and submit their data to NASA so that scientists in NASA could use that data to understand how cloud cover can affect that temperature change. And I measured, you can see here at the beginning of the eclipse, the temperature was about 84 degrees. By the time the eclipse was over, it was 70.1 degrees. And we're talking about totality. So right after totality, it was about 70 degrees. And I put together this graph to send back to NASA of all the data points that I took during the time of the eclipse. The red bar here is the beginning of the eclipse. The bar on the side, the yellow bar on the end, is the end of the eclipse, and totality is here in the middle. And what I found absolutely fascinating is that the temperature continued to drop after the sun had come back out. And that is a demonstration of the thermal inertia or thermal lag of the atmosphere. Every material, every fluid has the capacity to retain heat. That's why the oceans are warmer in September than they are in June. And that's because it takes a while to warm up the ocean. So similarly, it takes a little while for the atmosphere to cool off. And that's why the cooling kept happening after totality for 8 minutes after totality. It was an unbelievable way of conducting citizen science. And then look at how much it ramped back up. By the time the eclipse was over, it shot up to 92 degrees. So just awesome, fascinating science that I was able to collect on board the ship and send and share with NASA, and I'm glad I was able to share it with you all too, because I just found it fascinating. I'll be sharing some more details about the eclipse tomorrow during the Feel Good at 4:30 as well, because I have a 360-degree video that I shot on the top deck of the ship that you'll be able to watch, and I'll give you details on where you can find it tomorrow on the Feel Good at 4:30. All right, here's a current view at Wilkes-Barre. Certainly no sunshine there, no sunshine here in our backyard either, but there are some locations that are seeing some peaks of sun. Certainly not up in the northern tier where they've been dealing with persistent sprinkles all day. Taking a look back to our west, you can see there are some rain showers there in Iowa and Illinois, pushing down towards the border of Arkansas and Mississippi, Louisiana too, and that's going to be sliding its way eastward, but it'll also be losing a lot of its steam on its way towards us, so we're probably just going to have a few light to moderate rain showers tomorrow afternoon. But look at all this dryness in between. It does seem like we're going to have cloudy skies, but nonetheless, at least just a few sprinkles, nothing like what we're going to see tomorrow afternoon. And really, that's not much to talk about either. It's just some light to moderate showers. There's a current view from our rooftop camera. Cloudy skies, 53 is the current temperature, so we didn't even break 55 today. Yesterday, we hit 68, so a lot cooler today than it was yesterday. Humidity's at 71%, and temperatures are still in the 50s for those of you in eastern Pennsylvania, but popping up to 70 for Lock Haven, where they're starting to see some sunshine start to peek out of the clouds there. Here's your weather timeline. We'll have on and off showers continue tomorrow afternoon, probably a few sprinkles in between, but otherwise primarily dry. A few tenths of an inch of rain are expected, and Sunday looks like the better of the two weekend days. So I want to put everything here in motion for you on future clouds and radar. We'll continue to have a few sprinkles as we go through the afternoon and evening hours tonight. I think cloud cover will take over overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, too, waking up to mostly, if not completely, overcast skies. Mostly cloudy or completely overcast. Then we see those showers start to push in to central Pennsylvania by 1:30 and continue their way eastward by around 3 or 4 o'clock in eastern Pennsylvania. They'll be light in nature, but just have that umbrella handy for the late afternoon, especially if you're in eastern Pennsylvania. Things start to clear out in central Pennsylvania a little bit Friday evening. There's your 7-day forecast. Saturday, we'll probably see some PM sprinkles, if anything. Sunday looks like the better of the two weekend days. We do have a northwest wind at both of those days. And out of all of them, I think Monday is our pick of the week, and that happens to be Earth Day. So we have really nice temperatures, hardly any winds, and lots of sunshine.
Certainly fitting for Earth Day.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Jeremy.
Yep.
And the Feel Good at 4:30, we'll be right back.